When you learn to draw a doodle version of your name, you can be creative and turn your letters into something fun and unique. It also helps you practice your drawing skills while making art that shows who you are. Hi, my name's Kathy, and I've been teaching kids how to draw for over 20 years now. My favorite thing to do is to show students that when you take things one step at a time, learning how to draw just might be easier than you think. Well, it looks like my cat Dottie would like to help show you the supplies you need for this project. A sheet of drawing paper, a pencil, skinny black marker, and regular markers. I like this Prang brand as they have nice thick tips that make it easy to color with. The first thing you need to do is to write your name very lightly in simple stick letters. Try to make neat letter shapes and add some space in between them. We need some extra room. And feel free to move those letters up and down to make them fit together better. You don't have to put them all on one line like when you're writing regularly. The next step is to turn each letter into a block letter. So place your pencil on the outside of one letter and just draw around those stick lines, trying to leave an equal space all the way around. Continue until you get back to where you started. You can watch me do this again with the letter A. I'm going around the curve and the stick, and here's where Dottie comes back. And so I actually forgot to add the little circle inside until later on. My next letter is a lowercase t, which is pretty easy to do. Feel free to have some of the letters go behind other ones if you're running out of room. That's just fine. Now I'm going to outline my letter H, which is pretty easy to do. And then my letter Y, which I'm having curve under my other letters a little bit. Now those stick letters inside need to be erased so we only see the block ones. That's why it's really helpful to draw those letters very lightly so they're easy to get rid of. And now that Dottie's tail is out of the way, I can see I need to add a little circle inside that letter A. Now I can go back to my erasing and make sure I get rid of all those stick letters so I don't accidentally trace them. This next step is what I call the outlining, and we need to draw an even line all the way around all of those letters. So it doesn't matter where you start, just pick a place and then follow the curve of the curvy letters. Draw little dents maybe where there's a dent in your letter. You don't have to go into the really tiny spaces. Just try to leave an even space all the way around and continue going until you get back to where you started. After the outlining is done, then we can begin to do that background. Let's do this in 3 steps. Start by making some bubble shapes that are attached to the letters. Space them out so that they're not touching each other. Some are big and some are small, but they just look like kind of attached bubble shapes that are spread evenly around your entire name. Step is to fill in the background with more slightly larger bubbles. So you can just draw them connecting one bubble to the other so that it looks like a solid group of bubbles when you're done. The third step now is to go back to all those bubbles and add some curved lines inside. It will really help them stand out from the background. All right, this doodle name drawing is done, so I'm going to get out my skinny black marker and start carefully tracing over all of those pencil lines. Now it's time to bring out those markers. If you'd like to get your most even color with markers, this is the best way to do it. Try to fill things in with strokes, not just scribbling back and forth. It actually does go much faster, and it keeps you from having extra layers of color when you just have one stroke next to the other. And here's the finishing of my red. See how nice and even that color is? Now it's on to that outline color, which I'm going to fill in with orange. I'm also doing this very slowly and working with strokes. Finally, I'd like my name that has warm colors to stand out from the background, so I'm going to use a couple of cool colors there. I think I'll begin by randomly coloring things in green. And after there seems to be an even amount of green, then I'll fill in the rest with blue. And there's my finished doodle art. I like how this project shows you that color and pattern can provide contrast to help you see things better. It's important when you want someone to be able to read your name. If you check out my website, Art Projects for Kids, you'll find more fun lettering projects like how to draw 3D letters and how to draw bubble letters. I hope you try them out too, and I hope that you keep on drawing. See you next time.